I'm going to do a little bit of mixing. I want to make a transparent Payne's grey. So let's open up this pot full of soft matte gel transparent from Filabar Art Basics. This is probably completely the wrong thing to use, but what do you say? Teaspoon? Jollop anyway. Two teaspoons. Three. Four. So that's four. It's probably going to end up being about half the pot. Now I need some tissue. Shut that up so it doesn't dry out on me. I've got some fluid retarder here as well. I'm not sure how much of this to use. I've never used it before. Had it a while though. Right, now I've put what I consider 5 drops out of that in there. Looked like 5 drops to me. I might have miscalculated slightly, but it looked like 5 to me. I'm just wiping that blade a bit. Good old palette knife. Payne's grey. Now I'm going to put quite a small bit in to start with. Can you see that? Yeah, small bit in to start with. Just going to put, what, pea-sized? Depends what you call pea. Pea-sized dollop. Capital P or P-E-A. Either way, it's about the size of a pea. It's not a dollop is bigger. That teaspoony sized one was the dollop, I think. Right. Six years later, now this is supposed to preserve the grey while making it transparent, so you shouldn't lose any of the colour. It shouldn't go white, in other words. You shouldn't go sort of paler grey. It obviously looks paler grey, but that's because it's mixed with this gel, the transparent soft matte gel. I ought to snaffle one of the teaspoon measures, you know, teaspoon, tablespoon, all that stuff, from the kitchen and use it here. Trying to mix in all the bits down the bottom. I always seem to get caught in the corners. I wonder if big paint mixing places have things that don't let stuff get caught in the corners. Big machines that are designed to stop that. Or do they just scrape it out near the end and go, oh well. Right, now I'm quite kind of happy with the consistency for feel, but I've got no idea whether it's going to be any good, so I'm going to do a little swatchy poo there. There we go. Let's just see what happens when it's dry. So that's Payne's grey. We better make a couple of notes. Pencil, pen, blood. Oh, we've got a pencil there, that'll do. So how many did I say? 4 teaspoons? One pea, about the size of a marrowfat pea or a bird's eye pea. Yeah, about that. One of them. And 5 drops Galeria. Retarder. Right, and I can write that on a label and punk it on there as well, so I know what that is. Now, where did I put that label thing? I just labelled something, so of course I've lost the labels. Naturally, I've got a fresh pack over here. There we are. Nice fresh pack of labels. Other one's probably around the other side of the desk, which is where I was when I was doing the other labelling. So, labels, pair of scissors. I really need a pen for this kind of label because I can never read these things otherwise. There we go. I just think I've got one over there, pen. Naturally not. Never got a pen or a pencil. Well, I want one. Well, it'll have to be written in pencil, won't it? So, Payne's grey. And 5 drops. Retarder. Right. Thing is, that is on watercolour paper. Perhaps I should do some on another test on perhaps I should do another test on other materials, like the card I normally use for quite a bit of the jelly printing, or a bit of the tissue, and a bit of the tissue. It's a point, isn't it? I'll keep that nearby because knowing me, I won't be able to find it when I need it. What else can I do? I was thinking of doing something else with to mix this. That's a nice sort of bluey grey when it's like that. But will it stay like that? That is the question. I'll tell you what, the best thing I can do, I think, is to do a pull. So I want to do something with some of this transparent red iron oxide and pale lemon, and we'll do some nice textury bits. Did get some wiggles off that last one. Yeah. One way to get these off, they say, is to put a heat gun over it to soften up the sticky so it doesn't leave any residue or tear the paper. So they say. Too late, I've done it now. If I was going to use that and perhaps that, yes. What else can I use? I didn't use any green before. People were trying to urge me, weren't you, Violet, to do some green, but there's an emerald. I did do some of the deep turquoise as a sort of compromise, because I quite like turquoise. I'm not so keen on green, but I got another green down here, just phthalo green blue shade. And what is that? That's the Amsterdam Prussian blue. Yes, and I've got a huge amount, but I still got no idea. I can't remember why on earth I bought that much raw sienna. What was I thinking of? I know it was a project, but I cannot for the life of me recall what it was. I wanted to try that as a bit of a texture as well. Let's get that out of the way. I'm looking around, you see, because I thought I had a nice little thingy for texture, but of course, naturally, once I want to use it, it's not there, is it? I do like that one. I could use that again. See, that's the what I got with the other one, with this piece. Possibilities. Maybe, maybe not. Don't know. Is that Mars Black? Mars Black, yes. So you could do the similar thing with Mars Black. What's the difference between Payne's Grey and Mars Black? Because they look very similar on paper. Or rather on the pulls I was doing the other day. Yeah. Don't really know. And I've got this silver here. Iridescent silver from Pabeo Studio Acrylics. And I've got this one, which is this and the quinacridone nickel azo gold was the only two I had for quite a while of the goldens. And this one is iridescent silver fine. And it turned out to be the best silver. When I was searching for a particular silver for a particular project, it turned out this was the one I ended up wanting most, which I've actually forgotten how much I paid for it. So it just shows you how much I wanted that particular silver, because normally I'd go, how much? When I was buying a golden, because they are through the roof expensive. Excuse me going off around the corner, I'm just looking for anything else. Oh, there's the thing I was looking for. This. Here we are. Oops. Let me just bring it round here. Trying not to tread on the jelly plate that I've stupidly left right in the middle of the corridor. Now, this is what I wanted to try, because it's got this top here and it spins quite freely, so I could go like that with no trouble at all on top of a gel plate. I thought that would be lovely to try. That's what I wanted to try. So let's have a little play, shall we? Get a gel plate out. I'll have that one I was using last night. No particular reason, it's just handy size. I actually preferred this size before as well. I mean, I've got two of this size. But this is a new one because I couldn't find the other one. Still haven't found it. Been moving stuff from the craft room upstairs down here and I still have not found it. One side, let's take it off the other side. Put some water in the tray because we do not want stencils or anything else. Rollers getting too mucky. And I like a nice bit of bubble wrap, so I'll have that as well. So I'm going to try this, but before I do that, I need to put some other colour on. That bronze. There's bronze. Which is not what I was looking for. Oh, that's odd. How come? Where's that gone? Ah, there it is, hiding behind that one. Right, transparent red iron oxide. That's what I want to try first. So let's get these things out of my way. Because I can just see me wanting to rub off the brayer. And there's no room. Oh, and then I've gone and put my finger on that. Oh, useless person, aren't I? Yes, I was going to use a bit of that and a bit of that. So I've got another pot for mixing. I've got a whole load actually, but immediately available, I mean. And that to try. So I'll put some of this on. Oh, where's Violet when you need her? Doing the laundry. Dearie me. See, this is separating on the plate, which is, I like that. It gives this lovely speckled appearance. I'm going to go with that. See, I want this to show through later. I'm not sure that's going to show up, or that this will either. There's something there. It might show up. We'll see. Take that off. And I'll let that dry because I want to put the grey on top, the brand new translucent, possibly translucent grey. So I want to find out what it's going to do. I was thinking if I put that on and then I put a bit of pale lemon on top and pull that, we'll see how that works. Now I've got a fan somewhere. Goodness me, can I find it? Goodness no. It's a little cold air fan. We've been told over and over again, don't put your heat gun on that thing because it will just ruin it. It will. Spending the whole time searching, which is not good at all. Forget it. Forget the little thing. It'll dry on its own anyway. Just keep looking, because this, it being the transparent iron oxide, does dry very quickly indeed. It's not dry yet. I've got a piece of card ready. Just make sure. Make sure you can see the whole of the plate as well. Can you see all of it? Not quite. Almost. Yes, now you can. Okay. So let's try a little bit of this to see what might happen. If it comes out translucent enough, then maybe we can get away with a bit of the lemon yellow. I put the little bits of retarder in here because I knew I was going to be using it on the gel plate, but I don't know if I put enough in. Well, let's find out. It is beautifully pale. It's almost bluish there, isn't it? I rather like that. Because I pulled up a jelly print and it was using the Payne's grey and it was so dark. It was like, whoa. So now we've got to wait again. And I don't want to pull that yet. See, we're still getting the iron oxide coming through in patches, even though I put a whole load of this on. I might just do a little bit of this. Bung that in the water, I think. I think I might need a pot of water, like something that kind of size, so maybe bigger, because there's no way this is going to fit in a pot. And I'd quite like not to have big bits sticking to it. I did have the other day, which is why I had to wash it. I'd have preferred to leave it until it gets nice and thick, like peas, so that then you can peel it off in one big leathery patch. I would love to be able to do that, but because I used the alizarin crimson, which was like seeping jelly, it was not nice. It left big blobs and patches on the print, but I liked the effect of those big blobs and patches. I just didn't like what it did to the brayer. So how are we doing now? Well, that's dry. The retarder hasn't done very much with that. No, it's not quite dry. I'm getting a little bit off. So we'll wait a bit more. So we may not get much of the lemon showing through, but I think there's going to be batches where it will. I just want to see what effect this Payne's grey has on that. Just a little bit of research, you see. I mean, you've got to do something, haven't you? Are we ready yet? Nearly, nearly. Let's give it another waft. Waft, 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 waft. You spend hours doing these sort of things? Do you do much layering? Or do you just put the paint down, put a stencil down, take a pull, which is what I've been doing up to now. The last pull I did yesterday was more in the realms of put something on, leave it, put something on, leave it, put something on, leave it. Okay, maybe we'll pull it now. So you put the paper down and then you go, it's not ready. So you leave it all night to finish. Yeah. That's better. Nothing coming off it at all now. Okay. Where's me? I've got to get one of those tools for opening paint tubes. It's just useless. If you don't tighten it up sufficiently to stop it from drying up in there, you're scuppered that way. And if you do tighten it up enough, you may never be able to open the tube. So we're getting some edges coming up now. Oh well. I'm going to do a little bit with this, just because I want to see if anything happens. Got a fingerprint in it. Love a nice fingerprint. Right, let's pop this on and see whether we can get anything. Sorry, I was just trying to make sure the brayer didn't pick anything up. Oh goodness, and then that picked something up. This is a lovely card. Where did I get it from? Oh, I can't remember. Probably online. Although there's a possibility I might have got it elsewhere. What's it say? A3 white card. Creating memories. 300 years then, 50 in the pack. No idea where it came from, doesn't say. Don't you hate it when things don't tell you stuff? Ho hum, tilly pum. Now, I think I'm going to leave that, because this is the experiment. Leave that and go and sit down and drink this now cold cup of tea. Maybe talk to people online, I don't know. Maybe do a little bit of VR and leave this to see what's going to happen to it. Because it definitely isn't coming up yet. Definitely isn't. If that's going to come up, it'll be a flipping miracle. Do something about my poor little Baron. It's got some sort of colour or something on it. If I go like that, we'll leave it. Okay, bye-bye.